say something that might upset some people, but I just have to get it off my chest. The second that Biden dropped out and it became clear that Harris was the presumptive nominee, I can't emphasize enough how disappointed I am in progressive and leftist Democratic voters who immediately decided to fall in line and like become obsessive promoters of Kamala Harris without using any of.
Hey fam, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another reaction. This is Segovia coming to you live from the man cave. Hope everyone out there is having a good day. Y'all, we're back with another reaction. Before we get into the reaction, y'all, just want to let you guys know this is for entertainment purposes only. Don't believe everything you see in these videos. Make sure you guys go do your research and find out what's facts and what's not facts. And another thing, I want to give a huge shout out to somebody in the Cave family that left a comment down below, ASAP Cody. Hey, you made my day yesterday when you told me to put up that disclaimer in the beginning of my video. When I did that, no copyrights, no yellow signs, no red signs, no blocks. Everything went smooth. Now it was just for one video. Hopefully this continues, because boy, have we taken a hit, and the algorithm went from getting 10,000 a video down to 2,000 a video, y'all. But we're gonna bounce back. But again, shout out to ASAP Cody. I appreciate that, man. You honestly, you made my day yesterday when I figured that out. So thank you again. But hey, we're gonna get into this reaction. I ain't gonna talk your ears off. I'm gonna try not to talk your ears off throughout the video, because I get a lot of comments saying, damn bro, you talk too much. I know, I can talk. I can talk and talk and talk. We're gonna try. Keyword try. Let's get into the reaction.
They sent another mission to the moon called the Clementine mission. Now that mission, I knew from the time I saw the name. This device, this satellite, never came back. Oh my darling Clementine, you were lost and gone forever, an old country song. They make it so like
it's
obvious.
So obvious. Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Let's not forget what this mission's about.
Oh man, so I go, Clementine, I just started laughing.
Yeah.
I go, let me get the data. I go and download about 2 or 3 gigs of data. This is images from the far side of the moon. There's structures all over the far side of the moon. There's things on the surface that can't be explained, that aren't rocks. And so I processed some of these images and put them out in some of my groups. But this device, this satellite, it crashed into something. According to their own report, it crashed into something and got stuck and never came back, of course. Okay. But I think they crashed it into it on purpose to see what was going to happen.
There's this article that came out 1934 in the LA Times, was called Lizard People's Catacomb City Hunted Underneath Los Angeles, California.
Shut up.
Interesting.
This man named G. Warren Schufelt, and he had developed this X-ray penetrating technology to where he could scan different rocks and stuff. He was in LA on this hill called Fort Moore Hill, and he drilled like 200 something feet down, stuck it down, and he's like, what the heck? There's tunnels and really big rooms and a lot of gold. He's like, what the heck is this? He was telling someone about it, and they're like, you need to come meet someone. So he went to Arizona and he met with little Chief Greenleaf. This Hopi elder said, what you just discovered is one of 3 lost cities along the Pacific coast. There was this people group called the Lizard People. They were called the Lizard People because their idol was a lizard. This Hopi was like, this was a civilization. He said they were so far advanced technology-wise that they had this chemical that they would use to basically bore out the tunnels. So they didn't use shovels and picks. He described the Lizard People's city being amongst these certain hills that exactly line up to where this guy found the thing.
Wow.
Hi! It's so great to meet you. Your mother is spectacular. Be kind to her. She's the most popular mom on campus, or wherever you are right now. Are you at a bar? No.
All right, she honestly looked a little tipsy, which is okay, right? But honestly, I don't want my president, right, drinking, right? That mind needs to be sharp. Got the most powerful job, I ain't gonna say in the world, but in the country, you need to be on point, right? I don't care if it's a glass of wine, whiskey, you need to be on point. You need to be on a clean diet, all that.
Got just a little corner that's not quite square, but it tucks into each. It makes it just a little bit more complicated. But then when you go all the way around, this is all one block. You get to the other side, and the same details feature right here. So the whole block was built to be. John, what do you got?
So just leveling up these stones to see how perfectly cut these were, designed, and pretty spot on. Doesn't get any more level than that.
Level and precise.
And precise.
Wow.
after I take some pictures, the wolves, I can see they stop eating and they're looking at me. They're 350 yards away, but I can just see that they notice that I'm back out there on the lake. And then I see some of them are just really slowly moving toward me, like walking a few steps and stopping. And I'm thinking maybe it's best to just make a slow retreat. And I started backing up and walking back toward the cabin. When I got about, it was 100 yards from the cabin, those wolves started galloping. All 20 wolves started galloping towards me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I dropped that tripod right there where I was, and I ran as fast as I could for the cabin. Because I thought, hey, if I start shooting, what if they don't stop? It's 20 wolves there. I go in the door, and they're right there in my front yard. I look out, and they're 50 yards away. They're all milling around, 20 wolves. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is amazing. I've never seen anything like this. I'm like, man, it's time to teach these wolves a lesson. If I let those wolves leave now, they're going to think I'm just food. I run away when they see me. So I had to shoot some of those wolves.
This is the end of a civilization, and like, why would you want to destroy that civilization, which they are doing, and probably to the point where it kind of can't be fixed in any recognizable form, because demographics really is kind of the core question of a society. Who lives in the country? That's the basic question. And I don't know. I guess this is a very long answer to a short question, but I just would sum it up by saying, it's so big, it's so bewildering, it's so distressing that it's kind of shut my brain down. And I'm only now trying to figure out, what do you do? How do you respond to this? What does it mean? I don't want to, yeah.
I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, as I saw this whole thing unfold and know how close we are to the edge, that this may be the last election, and I don't even know if it'll be free and fair, but it'll be the last election in the country as we know it, or have known it. And it's your last call. I mean,
watch. She sits down. Yep. Watch this. Puts the sign up. Take a look at what happened. She's completely normal. And then watch. And then she's got her. What the fuck? What the fuck? People are freaking out. And she's filming. And she's just like.
Did she have a Biden sign?
No, it's a Trump.
Bro, that says Biden.
As when it reaches the speed of light, the car even becomes invisible. Can't even see it. Crazy.
Do you know about alchemical sexual alchemy? There's 33 vertebrae in your spine. There's 33 years in the life of Jesus Christ. Yeah. So this substance comes from your medulla, makes the trip down your spine to your sacrum, which is Christ coming down into human form. Yes. And if you don't squander that essence, that sexual essence, it ascends again and goes back up to heaven, which is your thing. It's also the story of Santa Claus. Why he comes down the chimney is because this juice or this whatever substance actually passes what's called the claustrum, which is where they got Santa Claus. So it goes down the chimney and back up the chimney.
Deep, y'all. Life is deep.
In the brain, in the cranium, there is the cerebrum. And in the cerebrum, and in particular, the claustrum. The claustrum is sitting right there in the middle of the head, virtually. From the claustrum, there is a secretion, brain fluid. And this fluid is an oil. And in ancient times, this fluid was called, in Greek, it's called Christos. It's called the Christ. It's this beautiful fluid which comes from the cerebrum and pours down the spinal cord. It goes down the spinal cord and it reaches the sacral plexus, right next door to the sacrum, which are the 5 second bottommost fused vertebrae bones at the bottom of the spinal column. The bottommost portion of the spinal column is called the coccyx. Then just above that is the sacrum. 5 fused bones. So the sacral plexus is connected to the sacrum. And the fluid which comes from the cerebrum pours down the spinal cord and comes to the bottommost part of the spinal cord. Now, the claustrum is otherwise known as the holy claustrum, simply because of this beautiful oil, this Christos, that is produced and secreted. You see, the word secret comes from secretion, because this secretion is a secret. And the sacrum is the sacred part of the secret. As the secretion pours down the spinal cord and reaches the sacrum, this is the marvelous way in which our body has been designed. And the spinal cord is basically just an extension of the brain. It also does thinking. And you see, the holy claustrum is otherwise known as the Santa Claustrum. You see, because this fluid that goes down to the sacred plexus is a sacred fluid. And this is where the story of Santa Claus bringing presents down the chimney comes from. It's a story of physiology. And the Bible is a beautiful manual of physiological regeneration.
About to go live on. Isn't life beautiful, right? I was having a bad day today. We are just made to do things and get things done. We're not made to be how the American society, I can't speak for everywhere. I can only speak for the American, go to work, drive home, rush hour, come home, eat dinner, go to sleep. Like, we're made, I was having a bad day today, y'all. Started my day off terrible, ate a bunch of carbs early in the morning. But you know what? I could have went and continued that day and ate bad for the rest of the day and did nothing. But I say, you know what? I got to switch it. Lunch, 0 carb lunch, pork chop, some sausage, a little bit of olives, right? Went to Walmart, got some ant spray. We got an ant infestation in my backyard. Went and got some stuff for the ants, sprayed it. And now I'm here doing my video. I almost wasn't going to do a video today because how bad my day was projecting. Did some things, got some things done that I needed to get done on my checklist, got them done. And now the day has turned around. Y'all, anybody out there having a bad day, I promise you, just get a little journal, write your daily goals out, write a little paragraph how you're feeling in the morning. End of the day, check off your goals, write a paragraph how you're feeling. If your paragraph in the morning was terrible, by the end of the day, if you check all those goals off, guarantee that paragraph is going to had the best day of my life. Try it. Back to the video.
There's fucking aliens coming out of the water right now, right here at the beach in Hallandale Beach, right here in Miami right now, guys. We're about to go live on this. There's aliens coming out of the water right there, guys. Yo, there's a fucking light right there, guys. There's a fucking light right there. Yo, there's a fucking light in the fucking ocean, guys. There's a light right there, guys.
Does anything ever come out?
It's right there. Oh my God, there's something in the water, guys.
That would be crazy to see.
Water. Did y'all see that right there? Look. It's spiking up and down right there, guys. And look at this. Look at this huge triangle happening right here, right now. And then there's something water there. Looking out of the water right there, guys. Look.
Yeah, if you go to the ocean
see the little spike
and look deep enough,
right
you'll
there.
see something out there.
Let me clean the camera.
Whether it's seals or dolphins in the waves, Fish jumping, whales in the distance. The ocean's a trip. I'm due for an ocean trip.
Guys.
It's been a while.
Yo, and they're peeking out. There's like a little stream coming out of the water right there. What the hell? Yo! You have any idea what that is? 3, 2, 1, and yeet!
Yeet?
Oh!
Never heard that in a while.
That's Eric! It's going up! Wow, it's still rising! Whoa! Oh, wow! Whoa! Why is that going so well? Oh my goodness! That could be amazing!
That's pretty dope.
Gonna be great! It's dropping now. Is that real good? Oh, right near the car!
Near the bloody car.
Check this out. Give me some volume on this.
Guys, this looks to me like a UFO that landed here ages ago. Whoa. You don't believe me? Look at this. Look at the shape. I mean, how is this not a UFO? Mom, so deep in here. Guys, stop on top of the roof of this castle. I'm telling you, it looks like a UFO to me.
Mom, give me.
Here. Show like the middle.
Guys. And don't you forget. Wow. In this beautiful country.
Look at that view over there.
I don't know if you guys have seen what's going on in Kazakhstan. There is a fire river going on right now. It's happening right here at the end of July. It's very hot outside. All the firefighters are having a bad time. The whole town is very stinky. All the sulfur smelling air is going on. So Kazakhstan has been known for a lot of methane leaks, the second largest in the world before. So this methane here is just rolling. I don't know if it's got into a river or what. There's not a ton of info on it.
Can you breathe that in?
The town there is on fire and the firefighters are putting it out. I like that little buddy is encouraging the firefighters. Gave him the old thumbs up at the beginning, trying to help him. So, but it's crazy. I wish I knew more about it, but this is definitely wild. You can tell that's also wind driven, which is never good. So with the heat and everything, that's very difficult. And from what I can tell, this is a little bit in one of the towns from the fallout afterwards.
What was the autism rate in 1960? Do we know?
In 1960, the autism rate, it was somewhere between 1 in 1,500 and 1 in 10,000. Today, it's 1 in every 34 kids, according to the CDC. These kids should be healthy. These kids should be our highest performing kids. And they instead have this extraordinary disability that's going to keep them dependent. If you're full-blown autism, nonverbal, non-toilet trained, head banging, stimming, toe walking. These are kids that will never throw a baseball. They'll never graduate high school. They'll never go out and take a girl on a date. They'll never use the toilet alone. They'll never write a play. They'll never write a poem. They'll never vote.
Never have children.
Never pay taxes.
So that just seems like such an emergency.
And for me, like if I could save one of these kids, it would be worth giving my life for it. I'm 70 years old. To save one kid at birth, it would be worth dying for. To the opportunity and need for me to save all of these kids, I would do anything for.
So I'm getting groceries on a little trip that we're taking to Europe here. This is the color of Fanta in Europe. Look at this color now. Anybody who drinks Fanta in the United States knows that it's about as orange as, actually it's about as orange as this, pretty much. And that's the actual texture of the liquid. You know why it's like this? Because they can't use orange color. They can't use red color. They can't use all the dyes because they're chemicals. This is made with 100% orange juice. Isn't that something? No chemicals, and that's why you can drink this like all day and night, and you don't gain weight. You gotta love it. So the food in America is poison. Everybody who loves to hate on that phrase, it's true.
Why? Like, why? Like that there's nothing wrong with it being yellow, right? Or whatever color that. Does it have to be orange? I just don't understand. Well, we got a clip coming up how the food industry is connected to the pharmaceutical companies, so I guess we'll get our answer later in the video, right?
40% of all the money ever printed in America was printed in the last 12 months. Let me say it one more time, please listen. Please listen to what I just said. Nearly 40% of all the money ever printed in America was printed in the last 12 months, 15 months. 40%! And you know what's crazy? All this money they printed, let's give stimulus to this, to that person, to this person. You know what happened? No matter who they gave the money to, guess who the money flowed to? To the rich people. The rich got richer. Not because they're bad people, because they were ready. Because poor people don't know how to manage their money when it comes to
to say something that might upset some people, but I just have to get it off my chest. The second that Biden dropped out and it became clear that Harris was the presumptive nominee, I can't emphasize enough how disappointed I am in progressive and leftist Democratic voters who immediately decided to fall in line and like become obsessive promoters of Kamala Harris without using any of their leverage whatsoever. Why would Kamala Harris do anything for you if you're already supporting her preemptively no matter what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, that's just the truth. Democratic voters have shockingly low standards.
That's true, right? She's got a point. Like, why is she going to go and talk about her policies, right? All the people on the right are saying, we want to hear her policies. She's not even doing none of this. But the people on the left, they don't care. They don't care if she don't go up there and talk about anything. So why is she? Why is she going to go up there and make a fool out of herself and ruin her time, right? Ruin what she's got going on right now. It makes sense, right? But the people on the left, like, I get in arguments all the time with people close to me about that. Like, not in arguments, but little talk about it, right? And no matter what you say, I don't care that they don't even know that people on MSNBC, CNN were calling her the worst vice president of all time. Her ratings were the worst vice president of all time. They didn't even know Joe Biden was the worst president of all time. They thought he was doing a good job, right? That's people on the left, y'all. That's crazy. Mind-boggling.
Are you able to see it on the picture?
Yes, look.
Hell no.
Oh my god. That's
So my mother was showing me that she opened the banana, that she thinks that these are not real bananas. We got it from and she breaks it in half. It gets very tough and doesn't really break. And when it pulls, it's like it's glue. It's very tight and doughy. I've never ever seen.
Explain that to me. Store-bought and from the farm. I just got these from a common grocery store. They're white. These came super small. There were some bigger pieces. Size and the color.
oh my god.
This is the craziest thing that you've seen. This is like an acid ball.
Ew.
That thing was fizzing and popping.
The movies that I hate the most, superhero movies. They
Me
have
too.
programmed so many people to be broke. Say, what do you mean? Anybody remember this guy named Superman? You remember who he was, right? He was an adopted poor little orphan from another planet. Who was his arch enemy? Lex Luthor. What was he? Multi-millionaire. What about Spider-Man? Oh, another poor little orphan. Raised by his aunt and uncle. Who's his arch enemy? Oh, that's right, the Green Goblin. He wasn't a multi-millionaire. He was a multi-billionaire. They're always associating wealth with evil. See, I already know what you're thinking because I'm a mind reader. You're thinking, but Batman was rich? How many of y'all were thinking that? See, I knew it. I knew you were thinking, I got to get up early in the morning. You're going to catch me on that one. You're right. Batman was rich, but he's the only superhero with no superpowers. I know the other thing you're thinking. Yeah, but Iron Man's rich. But watch this. Iron Man is a narcissistic jerk. who takes advantage and walks of everybody and walks on everybody.
Nixon never gave the country a proper farewell, but when asked what his final message to the nation would have been, he said this.
I would warn against the media elitist complex. You know, the media is always talking about the imperial presidency, the power of the imperial presidency. I think we ought to hear a little bit of discussion of the imperial media and its power. You see, presidential power is limited by the courts, limited by the Congress. The media's power is unlimited. They can tell an untruth, print an untruth, which some of them consciously do, if it's going to sell newspapers or what have you, or win a prize.
Yo, did this age well? Advertising is more transparent on Facebook than anywhere else. And we keep all political and issue ads in an archive so everyone can scrutinize them for years to come. And that's something that no TV or print does. And we don't fact check political ads. And we don't do this to help politicians, but because we think people should be able to see for themselves what politicians are saying. And for the same reason, if content is newsworthy, we also won't take it down even if it would otherwise conflict with some of our standards. Now, I know many people disagree with this, but in general, I don't think it's right for a private company to censor politicians or the news in a democracy. What?
Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg admitting the White House pressured the platform to censor Americans, and he says he regrets caving to those demands.
This one will shock you. The largest merger ever done in Germany was Bayer-Monsanto, where Bayer, which is a pharmaceutical company, merged with Monsanto, which is an agrochemical company in the United States. If you look at what Bayer makes, they make cancer drugs for things like non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And if you look at what Monsanto makes, which is Roundup, which is the most widely used pesticide in America, the cancer that it causes is non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. They've paid out $11 billion in the past couple of years for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cases. So the companies are merging that are directly known to cause the disease with a medical company that has a treatment for the disease. Like, this is very, very dark. And so like Callie said, you know, it's kind of this revolving door between create the illness, treat the illness, and hide the science that tells us what's happening.
But this is all result of the food industry wanting food cheaper. And we spend per capita half as much on food as they do in Europe. But we spend 3 times more per capita on healthcare. So my big point to everyone is this is not the free market at work. This is food companies lobbying to have neurotoxins and endocrine disrupting chemicals on our food that are toxic, that aren't allowed on any other food in any other developed country, in order to make food a lot cheaper. And then to your point about, you know, what do these chemicals do? It increases estrogen. And, you know, these kids are inhaling hormone disrupting chemicals. So
and now
the New York Times recently had a front page article that puberty rates, particularly among women in the United States, are plummeting. People are hitting puberty years earlier. Girls are hitting puberty.
Young? The average girl in America is hitting puberty, which is sexual maturity, 6 years earlier than they were in 1900. We have the earliest puberty rates of any continent in the world. It's age 10 and 10 to 13. And this is in large part thought to do because of we're literally giving children estrogen with all the plastics we're ingesting, which are xenoestrogens, meaning they are exogenous artificial estrogens, and the pesticides, which can activate the estrogen receptors like atrazine. I mean, you can put atrazine, which is a pesticide that we spray about 70 million pounds of in the US every year. It's not legal in Europe, but it's sold to us from international countries.
It's not legal in Europe?
No, you cannot use it. And you put this on a developing male frog embryo and it turns into a female frog. That's how much of an estrogen or an endocrine disrupting chemical that it is.
It's deep, y'all. Too far. Can't come back. The only thing that can fix this is a total collapse. That's it, right? We as people can't fix it. They're billions and billions of dollars on us, right? We're lucky if we make 6 figures. 6 figures compared to $1 billion is, I don't even know, y'all, but that's what we're going up against. There's no way to fix it. total collapse, total reset, something, right? It's the only thing that's going to change.
What is it? It's a person, dude. No, seriously, pull over, pull over. It's a person standing there.
No, it's not.
Dude, if you seen what I see right now.
These are all dead jellyfish, you guys. What is going on? All of these. Look at this.
Do not smell?
This is so... It's so sad. This is so sad.
Dope fish.
Coming, so 5-10 years, 15-20 years,
I think
20-30 years.
I think within the next 3 to 5 years, you're going to start hearing rumblings of hearings.
Okay, but something more substantial than rumblings of hearings.
No, because this is a big deal.
You're going to hear whispers of rumors and rumblings of hearings, Kevin. Come on, we're almost there.
Finally, do you believe that our government is in possession of UAPs?
Absolutely, based on interviewing over 40 witnesses over 4 years.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
From what you saw that day and what you've seen on video, did you see any source of propulsion from the flying object, including on any potential thermal scans from your aircraft?
No, there's none. There's no IR plume coming out.
We're not alone. We are not alone in this universe, and it is a simple fact. And the U.S. government has been aware of that fact now for decades.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
Yeah. Now, I think we're going to have to get into some of those Tom DeLonge, Joe Rogan interviews, clips, and him on other podcasts, because even when I was watching it, before all these hearings, all that took, he was calling that's going to be happening 3 to 5 years, right? And it's happening now. So we're going to have to go back, check out some Tom DeLonge interviews on my second YouTube channel. Links down below. Those will be up tomorrow. We're going to see how well they aged and see, because I remember when I was watching it, I was like, oh, this sounds a little crazy, right? So we're going to have to get back into it because, those hearings are happening, right?
I see this, y'all. Look at this. What is going on here? This was happening in Utah a few days ago, y'all. Check this out. What the hell? Like, Eddie, why so many? Is this like a code red? Because I'm looking and I'm learning a lot of places are calling a state of emergency. And this, if this is supposed to be fireworks, why are they all like coming down like that? It's literally like stars falling out of the sky. Remember, they say in the end times, these things are going to be coming out of the sky. And then I showed y'all the other day how were super red from this severe thunderstorm that passed, and they're still going up. These flares or whatever they are still going up. Like, what is going on? And I seen this in Florida the other day while I was traveling south down to 75. Y'all see that? Y'all see that X or that cross that the sun is projecting? It's like, again, there's something behind it. What is going on? And the atmosphere is so purple and red. Is this what's causing the sun to be this color? If anybody,
why this great symbolism?
Because those beings communicate in that way. They don't communicate in the linear way. Everything that they do is done through their language. Their language is symbol. They speak through symbols. Even as hieroglyphs, they're symbols. That's how they communicate. It's a much more efficient way of getting across information than using the Western alphabet, which is crap.
An Australian scientist believes he's solved the MH370 mystery and knows exactly where to find the plane. 10 years after the disappearance of the Malaysia Airlines flight, Tasmanian Vincent Line claims he knows the location of MH370, with a 2021 research paper of his being accepted into the Journal of Navigation. Mr. Line said, "This work changes the narrative of MH370's disappearance from one of no blame to a mastermind pilot almost executing an incredible perfect disappearance in the southern Indian Ocean." Mr. Line said damage to the plane's wings, flaps, and flapperon suggested it was involved in a controlled ditching, similar to that of Captain Sully on the Hudson River in 2009. He said, "This justifies beyond doubt that MH370 had fuel and running engines when it underwent a masterful controlled ditching, and not a high-speed fuel-starved crash." The researcher claims the plane is where the longitude of Penang Airport intersects the pilot-in-command home simulator track discovered and discarded by the FBI and officials as irrelevant. Mr. Line added, "That premeditated iconic location harbors a very deep 6,000-meter hole at the eastern end of the broken ridge. With narrow, steep sides surrounded by massive ridges and other deep holes, it is a perfect hiding place." He went on to reveal, as far as science is concerned, this is unmistakably where the missing plane lies. He said, "In short, the MH370 mystery has been comprehensively solved in science." What do you think?
So let me get this straight. They are saying that the Antarctic anomaly allegedly popped back up yesterday. And coincidentally, in Cape Town, this morning, it's snowing. And that's not all. That's just one of many things I'm going to show you. By the way, this summer there's been snow all over the world for some reason.
There really has.
Around the same exact time, skies have been red in Europe, showing a red rainbow, which is freaking bizarre. This looks like a giant warning to me, but I don't know. During a thunderstorm, I have never in my life seen anything
I've never
like
seen
this.
that.
Craziest part, the earthquakes are going freaking insane. This is 7 days worth. Go on Google and type in earthquakes and look at the last few hours, all the big earthquakes going off. I'm not surprised California is so heavy on this list. Eventually, Sky, it'd be nice if you put that model back up. But I'm hearing now that there's other models that you can see it on, and there's also other clues you can look for. But we'll get into that later. Let me know your thoughts below.
There you have it, CaveFam. Hope you enjoyed today's reaction. If you made it this far, be sure to hit that like, comment, subscribe. Y'all really helps the channel grow. We're trying to get back in that algorithm. Boy, have we been taking a beating on that, right? We'll be back, though. I ain't worried about it. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe. Y'all, and the link to my other channels down below. My Rumble's down below. Be sure to go show me some love over there. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Later.